Our weekly segment, TikTalk, where we take a closer look at the story behind the sensation. Ever wonder how much people pay for rent in New York City? Well, one content creator is on a mission to find out. Viral star Caleb Simpson has racked up 6 million followers by asking strangers on the street of New York the price they pay for their home and if they would be open to a house tour. You're looking at some of the TikToks right there. Let's take a look at another one.
You're the guy, the apartment guy.
I'm the guy.
I don't pay rent. I own my apartment, so I pay maintenance, $10,000 a month. Oh, you're going to ask me to see the apartment now?
How long have you lived in this building?
4 years. I call this the living room, but the truth is I don't know what this is. If you have any ideas, I'll take it.
Indoor pool?
Could I get away with this? This is a butler's pantry.
There he is, Caleb Simpson, joining us now. Thank you so much for being here. So was that planned? Like, did you set up a time to find Barbara Corcoran and get a tour of her place, or was that completely spontaneous?
What do you think?
I don't know. It's New York City. I want to say it was planned. You reached out to her, but then again, you could have just run into her in the street.
Totally, totally. So the show's in 3 segments. There's once a week I go around and ask people on the street. Then I have a lot of inbound, and then we'll do what we call collaborations. So Barbara actually reached out to me, surprisingly.
What?
Yeah, she shot me a DM. She's on it.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Yeah. Barbara, I would like a tour also.
Yeah.
Looks like a nice place. Now, Caleb, you've proclaimed yourself to be this generation's MTV Cribs. What inspired you to start asking strangers for these house tours?
You know, it's interesting. I was working at a startup, and I was just working at home all alone, and I was really craving human connection. So I made videos online for quite a while, and I was like, I want to create a series where I can connect with humans and kind of show off their lives a little bit. So I was trying a few different content series. I did a pizza review series where I asked New Yorkers, what's your favorite pizza in New York? Then I go review it. But it didn't feel like, the experience didn't feel like enough for me. So I was kind of looking online. I saw these other interviews, street interviews with New Yorkers, and I thought, whoa, what if I asked if I go in their home? Now that would be interesting. So that's kind of how it was born.
It's a good idea, and it worked.
Yeah.
So apartments we know in New York City typically run on the smaller side, average apartments. After viewing multiple compact living spaces, are there any storage hacks that you picked up along the way?
Oh, for sure. Number 1, get rid of your stuff. New York City's small.
Downsize.
Yeah, downsize. You got to downsize. Number 2, I saw one recently, actually, that was really clever. It was this shoe-like storage that folds out, and then they used it for clothing and stuff like that. So you can get it at IKEA, and it basically, you can put it on the wall, and it folds out just like this.
Okay.
And they were using it for storage. I was like, oh, that's pretty clever.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That's the best
smart.
one I've seen recently.
Oh, very cool. So New York City ranks top of the list for one of the most expensive cities in the U.S. We've known that for a while. Your TikToks have become an outlet for exposing the realities of living in the city. Are you ever shocked by the price point people pay for their space?
Always. New York City is one of those places where it doesn't matter how much you pay. It's like, wow, this is crazy. Whether it's up to $20,000 a month or even $600 a month, it's just kind of like you see the space and what you get for it. Like, I think that's one reason why the series has gone so viral.
Yeah, and looking at Barbara's TikTok there, she mentioned $10,000 in maintenance alone. And she owns it, but imagine if she didn't own it and she was renting it, that's like out of this world. I'm curious to know how people react when you do approach them just out of nowhere and you ask them to see their space. Are most people receptive? Are they hesitant? What's that been like?
I mean, you live in New York, right?
I grew up in New York City. I'm across the Hudson River, though.
All right. Well, you walk the streets
Jersey, but I get
you walk the streets in New York. You know, like everyone's trying to get something from you here, so a lot of times the reaction's like very stiff.
Right.
Like, hey, leave me alone. Which I totally understand. I get it. I've lived here 7 years. But you know, once I reel them in a little bit and like let them know who I am or what I do, a lot of times it's like, oh, I've seen your stuff.
Well, what's been the coolest spot that you've seen? The coolest apartment?
Yeah, I've been getting this question a lot, and I really think it was like the second apartment I ever did, because that was like the most nerve-wracking thing for me. Like, if you can imagine starting a new show, asking New Yorkers, can I come into your home, and them just trusting you to go in and film. So the first apartment, or the second apartment I ever filmed was like the most iconic in my mind, because it took a lot for me to go out. It really pushed me out of my comfort zone to try this series.
Yeah, very neat. So what's next? Are there any plans to take the series outside of New York?
Oh, for sure. Lots of plans. We're going to hit all the major cities in America, and we're going to take it international as well. So be expecting a lot more.
That's great. That is so exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Caleb, for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate your time.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.